Hey guys, it's Juan again from Physique Transformation Academy, and today I want to chat with you guys about how to manage the day-to-day in order to be able to lose body fat the most efficient way, but also not lose muscle mass and maybe even put on some muscle mass. So when I diet a client, oftentimes, very rarely will I give them to eat the exact same amount of food every single day. The body is such a wonderful machine because it's so smart. If we drastically drop calories, we imagine, okay, we're drastically dropping calories, now I'm going to lose a ton of body fat, and I can follow this diet for the next 3 months, and in those 3 months, I'm going to lose 30 pounds. Well, good luck with that, because it just simply doesn't work that way for 99% of people. Very few people, you start them off on a diet, and they follow that same diet, and they keep progressing until they reach their goal. Now, specifically, I'm talking about most competitors and people who are looking to get really, really lean and look muscular. So how do we structure a diet? Well, number one, you have to be in a caloric deficit. Just enough where you can lose about 1 to 1.5% of your body weight per week, but not so much where now you are just completely starving, so mentally it's hard to follow that diet, and then now you are under eating so many calories that you start losing muscle mass as opposed to just body fat. And this oftentimes can become due to not being able to train as hard and not keeping your strength up when you're in the gym. So the best thing is trial and error. I don't follow a specific formula. I don't follow this many calories times your body weight, none of that. You start off a client on a specific diet based off what I've seen works well for most people that are similar to that, and then we adjust as needed. I usually will have a training day where we eat about probably 300 to 500 more calories than you would on a non-training day, so nothing drastic, and we try to time those carbs around the time of the workout, just to be able to better utilize those carbohydrates, utilize that energy, and also keep blood sugar levels more stable. Now, off days, we do a little bit less carbohydrates, but I do add refeeds, sometimes just once a week, oftentimes maybe even more often. Now, why do I do that? Even though some people may say, well, you don't need a refeed, and they may be right, I think if you start dieting with a long enough time frame, you're going to be able to use them as strategically to keep the metabolism up in order for the body not to just completely stagnate. And oftentimes what I see is these people doing refeeds, the weight might not change so drastically, and let's say when you have the refeed, your weight might go up for 2 or 3 days, but then it starts coming down, and then you end up losing that 1 to 1.5% of your body weight by the time next week comes. Now, the refeed helps with training performance, with your metabolism being boosted, with looking better, and a lot of times I truly believe it aids with gaining muscle, because if you do a refeed for a full day, that means your body does have a solid 24 hours where you are getting more food than what your body is burning, and you can utilize that for some muscle recovery and some potential building muscle during that dieting phase. Now, I find that if you don't do these refeeds, and I've seen it time and time again, where I either try to diet myself or try to diet a client without refeeds, and they just tend to stagnate, and you have to continually drop calories, and the metabolism just slows down and adapts very, very quickly. Whereas when you have these refeeds, they're going to be able to not adjust to those calories so fast, and you're going to be able to, overall in the long term, eat more food, feel better, and lose more body fat. Now, how do we do these refeeds? I typically lower protein. Fats are minimal, although I do not believe in high-fat diets for most people, not even really moderate. I'm a low-fat type of guy for the majority of people. And you jack up carbs a lot. You start off with a certain amount, you start off a little bit conservative, and then if you see how the client handled that amount of carbs, then you perhaps start increasing it slowly and monitor week to week on how that's coming along. Now, this formula has allowed me to help a lot of people get in extremely good shape, keep the muscles full, keep strength up, and thus maintain a lot of that muscle mass that you don't want to lose, especially when it comes to natural competitors. Now, you also want to look at strategies that are going to help maintain your thyroid function up, for making sure you're getting enough vitamins and minerals, making sure to include certain foods that help with your thyroid hormone. For example, things like cranberry juice, things like Brazil nuts, things like utilizing selenium and iodine in your diet. Apart from many other things, these are going to be some of the things that are going to help you be able to optimize your hormones in order to burn body fat. Now, refeeds are not the same as cheat meals. I'm not a huge fan of cheat meals, especially in a dieting phase. Reason being, number one, we don't need all that fat. I don't feel like that fat contributes to anything helpful in terms of boosting the metabolism, because the metabolism is mostly boosted through just carbohydrates. And on top of that, when you start having cheat meals once a week in your diet, now you start craving it throughout the week, and that is all you look forward to. You have that one massive cheat meal. It doesn't even have to be massive. It could just be a normal sized cheat meal. But you have that on Saturday night, and now the entire week, that's all you're focused on. You're obsessed with food. Whereas when it's a refeed, sure, we may have some fun, sugary things that involve carbs, but it's not quite the same. And oftentimes you find on those refeed days, you're just hungry. Your body temperature is up, you're hot, you're sweating. And I find a lot of times the next day you end up waking up even lighter. So don't think that just dieting on the same amount of calories is going to get you to where your goal is. This is why having somebody to help you or who's experienced with it be able to help you is going to be one of the best approaches you can take. Also, I'm a big fan of taking my clients' diets day to day. Sometimes, again, my client will message me and say, hey, this is what I weighed this morning. I get them to message me their weight every morning, and I see pictures often. And we see weight continues to drop. We do a refeed, weight continues to drop. We do another refeed. We remove cardio. So never be locked into this idea that the food has to be the exact same every day. I'm a big fan of working with the body and working with the ways that the body might change and fluctuate. If we're machines or computers, it would be super easy to be able to get in shape because it is a pre-programmed setting, and that's exactly what the programming is handled to be like in order for us to follow that instruction. But we're not. All our bodies are different. We'll respond differently, and we'll respond differently at different times based off even things like our sleep, our stress levels, and many other things. So again, guys, what I'm trying to get at here is don't think that just by following a specific diet every single day, you're going to get to where your goal is. If I can help you guys with anything, never hesitate to reach out. Let me know if you want to sign up and apply to the coaching program, as it's on the website, physiqueacademy.com.